Welcome to CardMarket Catalyst, your go-to source for everything related to football card investing. Whether you're tracking the latest market trends or looking for the next big prospect, we've got you covered. If you enjoy the insights, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe to the show, and follow us for all our future episodes.
Welcome to today's Explainer. Look, we need to talk about one of the absolute biggest opportunities brewing in the sports collectible space right now. The 2026 FIFA World Cup is coming up fast. And if history tells us anything, it's that World Cups don't just make legends on the actual pitch. They trigger massive tectonic shifts in the soccer card market. We're entering a major World Cup cycle right now. And let me tell you, the hobby is practically vibrating with anticipation.
But you know, what makes 2026 so incredibly unique? Well, we really have to ask ourselves who is going to be the next greatest of all time. We are living through a truly historic generational shift right this second. Collectors everywhere are just frantically trying to spot the next legends before the rest of the market catches on. Historically speaking, the absolute biggest gains in this hobby, they don't happen when a guy is already a cemented legend. They happen when collectors realize a new legend is literally just starting to write their story.
Okay, let's dive into this whole passing the torch narrative because it's fascinating. For the last 20 years, football, and by extension the soccer card market, has been totally defined by legacy icons. We're talking Messi, Ronaldo, Modrić. These guys have just dominated the headlines, the trophies, and obviously collector portfolios. But you know, every era eventually wraps up, and 2026 could very well be their final chapter. Meanwhile, this fiery new generation is arriving on the scene, so you've got this wild dynamic. Collectors buying into the absolute peak of history on one side, and then explosive, pure speculative potential on the other.
And this generational shift, it's happening right before our eyes. Collector capital is quite literally migrating from the established GOATs straight over to the next gen. Just look at the last 12 months. Legends like Messi and Ronaldo, they've seen very stable, flat growth. We're talking maybe 5 to 25%. But the youth, oh man, it's explosive. Lamine Yamal is up anywhere from 250 to 400%. Modrić is seeing a 150 to 300% jump. Collectors are placing their bets for 2026. So let's break down the top 10 most important soccer card investments ahead of this historic tournament.
Kicking off our countdown at number 10.
We've got Pau Cubarsí. He's breaking through as a teenage center back for Barcelona, absolutely establishing himself at the highest level in Europe. Now, I hear you, defenders rarely get the same kind of hobby hype as goal scorers, but honestly, that is exactly why he's on this list. He is the ultimate defensive sleeper. Because he's a defender, his card market is significantly cheaper than the attacking prospects, which gives you a highly affordable entry point. Sure, the risk is that defenders just kind of have a lower price ceiling than strikers, but the opportunity, it's massive. If Spain makes a deep run and he's anchoring that defense, his market could see a huge boost from an exceptionally low starting point.
Moving right along to number 9, we're shifting gears from a young rising star all the way back to an absolute giant of the sport.
Luka Modrić. You know, Modrić might honestly be the most underrated legend in the modern hobby. We are talking about a Ballon d'Or winner, a World Cup finalist, and undeniably one of the greatest midfielders of all time who has anchored Real Madrid for over a decade. And yet, his cards are still surprisingly affordable compared to guys with similar resumes. With 2026 almost certainly being his final World Cup appearance, collectors are going to start intensely focusing on his legacy. This is a highly stable legacy buy. He doesn't have that crazy 300% upside of a teenager, but long-term collectors know for a fact that true greatness always holds its value over time.
Coming in at number 8, we are heading down to South America to a market that is quite frankly on fire right now.
Franco Modrić. As a teenage attacking sensation for River Plate, he is currently under a massive magnifying glass. Look, every single World Cup introduces a brand new global superstar, and Modrić could absolutely be that guy in 2026. Plus, Argentina has one of the strongest, most passionate collector bases on the planet. Naturally, any young talent positioned as the future of Argentine football is going to get incredible attention. That's exactly why we've already seen that staggering 150 to 300% market growth for his cards just in the last year. Yes, it's a high speculation play, meaning there's risk if he doesn't crack the squad, but the upside of shining right alongside Messi's final days, it's astronomical.
All right, let's step into the number 7 spot.
Neymar. Now, what's totally fascinating about his current market is just how polarizing he is. The hobby is literally split down the middle on this one.
Half the community believes his best years are completely behind him because of those recent injury struggles over at Al Hilal, which definitely makes him a high-risk play. But then, the other half sees a guy with one of the most massive global fan bases to ever exist. When Neymar does something incredible, the whole world watches. His career hasn't gone exactly the way a lot of people predicted, but man, if he gets fully healthy, and if Brazil puts together a serious World Cup run, the reward here is immense. His market could jolt back to life in a way very, very few players can trigger.
Entering the top 6, we're looking at pure, undeniable football royalty.
Cristiano Ronaldo. With a global icon of this magnitude, the rules of the hobby just completely change. Collectors here aren't buying in hoping you develop some flashy new skill. They are buying history. They are securing a piece of an extremely stable legacy. Even in the twilight of his career, past World Cups have shown us that a single massive milestone from Ronaldo can send ripples through the entire card market. If he goes out there and creates one last unforgettable memory in 2026, the demand for his key rookie and legacy cards is going to be incredibly strong.
And right beside him at number 5, the other half of this generation's ultimate rivalry.
Lionel Messi. Simply put, this is the safest asset in the soccer card market today, bar none. His legacy is permanently etched in stone. Even collectors who normally wouldn't even touch modern soccer cards will buy Messi just to hold a piece of sports history. The angle for 2026 is all about the narrative. The potential of a historic, magical final World Cup appearance would generate a level of worldwide attention that's honestly hard to even comprehend. You aren't buying Messi for a quick flit. You are securing a cornerstone investment that's going to define your collection for decades to come.
Kicking off our top 4, the energy totally shifts back to the absolute cream of the crop of the new generation. Jude Bellingham.
Honestly, this guy combines literally everything a sports card collector dreams of. You've got youth, undeniable talent, massive English market appeal, and the blinding spotlight of Real Madrid. He isn't just a prospect anymore, he's a true leader on the pitch and is already viewed by so many as a future Ballon d'Or favorite. Because of all this, his market liquidity is very high, meaning his cards are constantly being bought and sold super easily. A dominant World Cup performance would instantly elevate Bellingham from a current superstar into an absolute, unquestionable hobby icon.
Breaking into the top 3, we have a player who is somehow still young, yet already a proven world beater.
Kylian Mbappe. We already know exactly what he can do. I mean, the guy is a World Cup champion. And yet the general consensus in the hobby is that his biggest achievements might actually still be ahead of him. Just think about that for a second. If he wins a second World Cup in 2026, he joins an extraordinarily rare historical club. Because of that potential, collectors view him as a phenomenal long-term legacy hold. On top of that, he sits right at the top tier of daily transactions. Hundreds, if not thousands, of his cards trade hands every single day, which offers investors an incredibly healthy and super active market.
Let's move to number 2. Our runner-up is a player capturing the imagination of the entire world right now.
Endrick. The cross-market appeal of this young man is just staggering. You combine the intensely passionate Brazilian collector base with the absolute global juggernaut that is the Real Madrid fan base, and you get unprecedented excitement. Like we touched on earlier, we've already seen an 80 to 150% growth in his market over the last year alone. Now, the risk here is that his market is highly sensitive to his day-to-day performances. But the opportunity? It's the chance to get in on the ground floor of a player who could completely define the 2026 tournament for an entirely new generation of fans.
So, the crucial point is, who takes the number 1 spot? Who is driving the most staggering numbers we have seen in years?
It's Lamine Yamal. His market dominance is nothing short of explosive. He is currently the most exciting investment target in the soccer card hobby. Full stop. He combines that essential youth, electric talent, and an extreme level of market liquidity that allows collectors to buy and sell his cards practically instantly. He is already building a market that takes other players a solid decade to establish. If Spain goes far in 2026 and Yamal is the star driving that team, we aren't just looking at a great player. We're looking at the undeniable face of the 2026 generation. He is the ultimate symbol of the hobby's massive shift from the old guard to the new blood.
We are truly witnessing the end of one era and the thrilling birth of another. Now, please remember, everything we've discussed in this explainer is strictly my personal opinion and analysis of market trends. It's not financial advice. The sports card market is incredibly unpredictable. But hey, that's exactly what makes it so much fun. I want to hear from you now. Who do you believe is going to have the absolute biggest World Cup 2026 breakout? Let me know your predictions down in the comments. And hey, don't forget to like and subscribe if you enjoyed this explainer. See you next time.
Thanks for listening to CardMarket Catalyst. If you enjoyed today's deep dive into football card investing, make sure to like and subscribe.